So in the next few minutes, I should be joined by Jay Howard. So hopefully any minute now. So Jay Howard from Your Property Auctions and a number of other places. I met Jay through Piotr Ruskinek about 2 years ago now. Maybe a bit longer. Haven't really jotted out the exact time I got introduced to Jay, but nonetheless, a massive thanks for Jay coming on board in the next few minutes. When we've done these Insta calls before, they've been really, really popular. So hopefully any minute now. I will be on Instagram again later today. In fact, I've asked Loney if he can change the time from earlier this afternoon to a little bit later. So massive thanks for Sam saying yes. So hopefully any minute now we're going to be joined by Jay Howard from Your Property Auctions. So we've done it a few times now. I'm just going to see if I can bring up the that's tomorrow. Oh, that's actually fast forward a week to the 29th of May. Okay. So Jay, massive thanks for coming on board. So hopefully any second now. Jay, so massive thanks. You've joined a club, haven't you? So when I say join the club, Jay, no, that's correct. When I say join the club, I don't mean hairstyles. You've got more under me by a long way, Jay. I'm not sure how much you can see on this, but there's hardly anything. So I don't mind, to be fair.
This was all DIY.
Well, this was my wife's attempt. I'm glad she attempted it. So, it was getting on my nerves a little bit, to be fair, to say the least. Look, when I say you joined a club, I mean you joined a club in terms of an evening event. So, really delighted, partners in property and particularly Jay. Last night you started your new evening event. And look, one guy who I know very well, I used to meet him all the time. Unfortunately, because of COVID-19, it's changed things a lot in terms of where I am. I'm not in central London. I haven't been in central London, I think, since the 19th of May. And for the last 18 years, I've been in central London 99% of my time. So, met some amazing people there. Alex Schlagman, I'm talking about. So Ross Harper, I've been up to see in Scotland, but you heard Alex last night on your event. Alex is a very interesting guy. Save the High Street and other noted organisations he's involved with. Do you want to just say something about last night and something about Alex and Ross? And
yeah, absolutely.
Massive thanks for joining us this afternoon.
No, thanks for having me. So Partners in Property Digital is going to be our ongoing evening platform. So our traditional method is a full day in the week. So it's kind of positioned for people who, as their main job or their main source of income is property, so they can take that day out. But there are people who do property as a side hustle or something on the side to learn. So a full day doesn't really suit them. So we've now created an online digital platform for them. The first one we did was yesterday evening. We had about 75 people join us, which was really good considering it was an inaugural event. I had met Alex Schlagman from SaveTheHighStreet.org and at Brenda's event, the Commercial Property Summit event. And I was on a panel with him and I thought he had some really good knowledge, very passionate about the High Street and maintaining its presence going forward, had some really interesting ideas, some of which I think people agreed with, some of which I think people wanted to challenge and just try and get under the couple of layers with it. He's been doing some really interesting things. It's almost become a bit of a lobbying thing, as well as a community that he's kind of created for the High Street. And a lot of the community at the Partners in Property are commercial investors or have been looking at commercial investment, especially on the high street. So it was really very valuable for them to kind of hear from someone who's actively trying to retain a high street, improve the high street, and just keep it going for the future. I think that's something that anyone who's looking at commercial or mixed-use property will get some value out of. And if you haven't, definitely go to his website and register for the newsletter. It's quality stuff. He's a good guy. Then you had...
He's very good at getting PR as well. So Alex is a master at getting PR. SaveTheHighStreet.org is the website. I will put a plug in. SaveTheHighStreet.org. Just bear with me 2 seconds.
And then we had Ross Harper. So Ross is a property trader. He owns a couple of auction companies, one which is a traditional auction room, one which is an online auction company. He runs a couple of development companies and has got an ongoing development on a church in Scotland, which looks absolutely amazing. You've been to see it, haven't you, Brendan?
Yeah, I've been to see it. So, you know, in a way, Jay, the last few months has been a chill out time for myself. Not completely. I'm never completely chilled out, to say the least, but you know, last year I flew over to see Michael McGee in Northern Ireland, to see the developments, because even 10 minutes with some of these guys, you know, I don't even need to spend a whole day. It's nice to spend a whole day, but even just to spend I'm just trying to get Monday's event up here. It may not do it. This is a little bit about it. It does have national property auctions. It's got safe. I keep calling it SAF. Safe.
It's safe.
Yeah, but for me, it's SAF because that's how I see it. So I have to keep thinking it's safe. And it does have, I think, Your Property Auctions listed there, EXP Property Investments as well. So look, yeah, last year I flew to Michael McGee, great in Northern Ireland to see him as well. Look, Jay, what date is your next PIP digital?
It's the third Wednesday of every month, so I don't know what date that is for June, but it's the third Wednesday of every month, and it starts at 6 o'clock till 9 o'clock. So we have 2 main speakers and anywhere between 6 to 9 mastermind tables. So you get to actually sit down with the main speakers.
June.
17. There you go. So yeah.
Sorry, Jay, to interrupt there.
No, that's all right. So yeah, so with the mastermind tables, you know, you normally hear the speakers, and you don't really get a chance to speak to them. If you do, they're kind of, people crowd them at the end. But on the mastermind tables, you get a chance to sit and speak and talk to them, the main speakers. I think you get a lot of value out of that. So it's something that I think a lot of people find interesting. It's a different dynamic, and it's something I think sets us apart. But I'm really looking forward to your traders panel on Monday, I have to say.
Yeah, so I'm delighted, Ross Harper. I've had to persuade him a lot of times, and I'm just thinking of another name, to be fair, who I've been persuading quite a lot, who I haven't quite persuaded. So not for the trading, but for another panel. I would jot that name down now, otherwise we'll forget that name. So yes, I'm really delighted. You know, Safe is new to my events completely. You're definitely not. You've been at the events a number of times, and I'm just thinking it's interesting to see Jack, how he is on a panel. I haven't seen him on a panel for quite a long time, but Ross Harper from National Property Auctions. Jay, your company is Your Property Auctions. Is that correct? Have I got it absolutely right?
Yep. So myself and Piotr are traders as well. We're value-add traders, and we also do consultancy for people who are looking to buy and sell through the auctions as well. So that's why we call it Your Property Auctions, because it's about your experience with the auctions, not ours. So
look, Piotr Ruskinek. So your background, Jay, for the people who don't know, goes back quite a long way in terms of property, in terms of Auction House London, and it goes back. I think you were involved in an estate agency as well. You've been involved in a number of different property facilities, I think an asset house. Is that right? Have a look.
Yeah, asset management, development. The asset management company was like an asset management consultancy, and they were dealing with about £20 billion worth of, or $20 billion worth of international assets spread over property, art, antiques, bloodstock, watches, all that kind of stuff, cars. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, it's quite a varied experience. But I caught the auction bug fairly early on in my career, and then I got the opportunity to work for one of, still probably in my opinion, one of the best auction companies. Very biased, I'm sure, but still, they're good quality guys. For 6 years, and I left in January of this year, and I do some business development for Auction House UK, which I thoroughly enjoy, and then I still do my own trading and consultancy as a separate business.
So, look, in terms of the panel, what do you think some of the key questions? Because I don't know how we're going to do this panel, honestly, because I've asked Jack for questions. I think Daryl sent me questions. I'm not sure if you've sent me over questions. Aaron has sent me over questions which are completely different, all about zip codes. I have to admit, I don't know how we're going to do this in a sort of like 45, 50 minutes, maybe if Aaron can tempt me a little bit longer, 55 minutes. But I just don't know how we're going to really. What do you think are some of the key questions? Because I see Jack, Aaron, and Daryl with completely different questions. You could almost do a whole day on trading.
Yeah, you probably could.
You spend your whole life doing it, but
I think people are interested in how trading works and why trade instead of building a property portfolio. How do you get to trade properties? I think that's an important one for people. I guess hopefully the members who are watching will be able to ask some good questions. But it's always good to have different perspectives. So from Aaron and Daryl and Jack, I think it's good to have those different dynamics. And what's interesting is the way myself and Piotr do trading, the way Ross does trading, and the way Safe does trading. It's all slightly different. So you're going to get a good balance of experience and why we do what we do. So we all have varying levels of experience, and in terms of the volume that we transact at, is slightly different as well. So, trading isn't a one size fits all. So I think it'll be interesting for people to see how that, what the points of difference are there.
So I think it is potentially the first time I've ever had a panel focus on trading. I could be wrong on that. One thing which virtual events has allowed me to do is some experimentation, seeing what works, what's interesting, and I know trading is up there. Jay, there's people go and join this Instagram call, watch it on IGTV. I'm on not ITV yet, but IGTV. Same difference really, more or less. So in terms of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, where are you at 9 a.m.?
Yeah, I'm live on Facebook every morning with Piotr. We do a coffee morning. We talk about property, we talk about auctions, we talk about city stuff. We sometimes have guests that join us. So we've had
Adam Lawrence is every Sunday.
Adam Lawrence is every Sunday, so he's a mainstay. People really enjoy that. We've had a finance update from Omar Mehmet from Trinity Finance. Yeah, we've had Ross Harper. Ross Harper was yesterday. We had Kwasi Fum, who's really very interesting. We had Andrew Brown from Stretton's. I mean, we've had a good mix of people. So for the most part, it's just me and Piotr having our morning coffee and talking about what our plans for the week are and answering people's questions.
But it's a lot of dedication as well to be on every day. So I know 1 or 2 days, one of you stepped aside and the other one has come in. And that's the great thing about partnerships. I'm not here to promote partners in property, but it's a good advert, to say the least. Jay, in terms of people finding out more about your property auctions, the website, let me just put into the boxes, your property auctions, and what's the extension? That's the key thing.
.com.
.com. Okay. So look, I just want to say massive thanks for taking time out today. I want to say massive thanks to our listeners as well. So whether you listen to it live or at a later time, I know you see the picture behind. I'm sure Jay was involved in that event somewhat, not the one on the right-hand side. That's a stock photo showing an elevation pitch, and people can do that. I like to know who's in the room, so that's why I'm a bit biased, yeah. So I like to know who's there. There's different people. I've had people all the way from Australia on the call. To be fair, they had been to my London events, but they moved back to Australia. But there's people who've been on my call from Africa who I've never met. So that's the way it works out. So Jay, I just want to say massive thanks for taking time out this morning, and good luck on the, I think, 17th of June, the third Wednesday of the month.
Cheers. Thank you very much, Brendan. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. Thanks, Jay. Bye. Bye for the moment.
Bye-bye.